Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, good. Right, quick. Pen, get this. Oh, God's sake.
Has the power gone off again?
Who's that?
Me.
Me?
No, me. Andrew, me.
Can you see me?
No.
Then yes, the power's gone off again.
The tills have gone off.
So are all the customers just standing downstairs in the dark?
Yeah.
I hope no one steals anything while it's dark.
I'm more worried that people might trip over in the dark and hurt themselves.
Oh yeah, that too. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are the customers leaving the shopping centre, or is everyone just standing there waiting for the power to turn back on?
Well, it keeps turning off for a few minutes, just for a few minutes, so now everyone's just using their phone torches to keep shopping in the dark.
They are loyal customers.
But every time the power cuts out, it takes ages for the tills to start back up again, so there might be a long wait.
So you're up here hiding from disgruntled customers?
Pretty much.
Is Melissa downstairs?
Yeah, I better go downstairs and see if she needs me, actually.
Oh, quick! Oh. Go, before the power turns off again.
Right, bye.
Bye. Right then, hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Discount Bookshop podcast. My name is Jess and I'm a supervisor here at the Discount Bookshop, and instead of doing some of the shifts in my shop, I work on this podcast. I know you can't tell that I spend any time on it at all, after all it's very poor quality, but you know, until head office tell me to stop, I'm just going to keep going, because quite frankly it's far better than being downstairs telling children to keep their mucky fingers off our nice clean books. They don't listen, by the way. So I'm hoping that the power won't go out while I'm recording this, because I've been having trouble with power cuts all day. Luckily I'm using my laptop, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. And I'll try and carry on as normal if the power does go out again, so I'll try not to mention it. Oh, the power's just gone out again.
Has the power gone off again?
Yep, it's fine, don't worry, I'll just carry on as normal, don't mention it.
Oh, okay, bye.
Yep, bye. Just carrying on as normal.
Where's the door?
And now I have to wait for
find the door. Okay, got it, bye.
Just had to wait for the squeak of the door. Possibly the most annoying squeak of any door. Great, right, well, off we go. So coming up today, we have one of our very own customers coming on the podcast. Her name is Valerie Keitha, and she's a local artist who uses my store to buy her art and craft supplies. She'll be telling us a little bit about her work later on, and will be showing us, or telling us, how to make our very own craft, inspired by Valentine's Day. Obviously this is a podcast, so it will be more her telling us how to do it. Not really sure how well that's going to work, so we won't actually be able to see how, you know, anyway, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll hear how it goes. Before we speak to Valerie, I thought I'd mention a few days of general interest which will be coming up this month in an attempt to be more like a proper, useful, helpful podcast. So firstly, let me just get my notes. Firstly, the 17th of February is Random Acts of Kindness Day. Let's see, what can I... Well, when I was sitting on a bench the other day... this is a good one, actually. When I was sitting on a bench the other day, I saw a £5 note on the floor. Now, usually, I would go straight over and pick up any money like a magpie. But on this occasion, I decided, to watch and see which lucky person picked it up. I thought it might be nice for a change. I waited for a few minutes, and just before I went and decided to pocket it for myself, a man started walking towards it. Now, I don't know the name of this man, but I often see him around town, and he has the most extraordinary ability to both mind his own business and irritate absolutely everybody he passes. I can't explain it, but anyway, I was livid. I wanted someone who I wanted to pick it up, you know. maybe a child or, an elderly person or, but, I was livid. So I hoped he wouldn't notice the money. And I did actually think about running to pick it up before he got closer, but unfortunately his eyes lit up as he spotted the note. He picked it up, popped it in his pocket, and went on his way. So I'm never doing that again. So anyway, if you feel like doing your bit for the community, like I did, Random Acts of Kindness Day is on the 17th. World Nutella Day is on the 5th. And Valentine's Day is on the 14th. Oh, I should have read those in chronological order, really. Maybe I'll cut that out. So the 5th of February is World Nutella Day. Valentine's Day is on the 14th, and Random Acts of Kindness Day is on the 17th. Although I need to talk about Valentine's Day next, so maybe I should have said that last. You know what? I'll just leave it. Oh, the power's back. I'm not going to mention it though. Just cut that out. Not going to mention that I was sitting in the dark all the way through that bit. Luckily, don't ask me why, I had written in glow-in-the-dark pen. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Right, moving on to this month's guest, and without further ado, here is local artist and lover of chocolate, Valerie Keitha. Welcome to the Discount Bookshop podcast, Valerie Keitha.
Thank you very much for having me on, Jess.
So, just for a bit of context, would you like to tell the listeners how we know each other?
Yes, okay. Well, I guess you could say that I'm quite the regular in your branch of the Discount Bookshop. I probably discovered it, let me just think, because we're talking quite a while ago now.
Just a rough estimate?
Let's see.
I reckon about 3 years.
Oh, I don't know if it was that long ago, because I first discovered it around one of my birthdays, but I'm just trying to remember which one. I think it was probably about 3 years ago.
Okay, yep.
And I first came in thinking it was the card shop a few doors down. I walked in and I thought, I'm sure there are usually a few more cards in here. Of course, then I realised that I wasn't in the card shop at all, but I found myself having a little browse anyway, and I've never left. Well, of course, I have left because I do go home, but you know what I mean.
And you have one of our loyalty cards.
I do have one of your loyalty cards. It's a very good one, actually. Just the other day, it got me a free 10ml bottle of PVA glue. Some people say it's a waste of space in your purse, but I disagree.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Who says it's a waste of space in your purse?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I said some people say it's a waste of space in your purse, but I disagree.
I know, I heard you, but who?
I said some people say...
Okay, yep, that's fine. Never mind.
Was that the wind?
Was what the wind?
That noise, it sounded like the wind.
That was sighing.
Simon?
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 Sighing.
Oh.
So, Valerie, you've become quite the internet sensation recently, is that right?
Well, I guess you could say that. I've been making craft tutorials on the internet, and on my most popular video, I've gathered a ground-shaking 205 views, which is more than people that live in my village.
Well, that is quite something. Did you just wake up one day and see that the video had gone viral?
Not really. It was over the course of about 2 months, actually. I kept re-watching the video over and over again to try and figure out why it was getting so many views, but I still have no idea. Just good luck, I guess. Unfortunately, the video only has 1 like, which I think might be mine, but I think it's more important that people are getting out there and crafting, so I'm not worried about the likes.
So, Valerie, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
I don't care for it, really. I do love a theme, though, so I find that it inspires ideas and creations. Usually, I'll get a spark of inspiration, then I'll get out my craft box and see what I can come up with.
So what have you come up with today?
Well, today I'll be teaching all of you listeners how to make an origami heart. Are we starting now?
Well, yeah, we can do. So what will everyone need?
I like to work with as few materials as possible if I can help it, so all you'll need for this is a square of paper. Of course, to make it look any good, you have to add glitter, buttons, feathers, paint, string, ribbon and felt, but we'll stick to the basics because I don't know what level of ability your listeners are at, and I think that the group should always work at the level of those with the least creative skills.
Well, that's very thoughtful of you.
Do you think you can manage that?
Yeah, I think so.
I was talking to the listeners.
No, they can't hear you.
How are they listeners then? They're not watching, are they?
Well, this is pre-recorded, so they can't hear you now, but they will be able to hear you now. That wasn't the wind. And I think the listeners will be fine.
All right, so I'll just wait a few minutes now for everyone to get their square of paper. It doesn't matter the size.
It's all right, they can just pause and go and get their paper. We can just carry on.
Oh, right, I see. So, has everyone got their paper now?
Yes.
Okay, then here we go. Step number 1 is to fold the square of paper diagonally one way. Then unfold. Then fold diagonally the other way. Then unfold. It should now look like a square with a big cross in the middle.
I should say for context that I can see what Valerie's doing and we're both making an origami heart with you. And unfold. Okay, I've done that. What's next?
Step number 2 is to rotate your square of paper like this.
The listeners can't see what you're doing.
Or rotate your square of paper so that one of the 4 points is now facing the bottom, facing towards you.
I'll tell you what, I'll try and follow your instructions just by listening, and then I can check if it makes sense to the listeners.
Yeah, okay. So step number 3 is to fold the top corner, the one furthest away from you, down to the middle. It should look just like this.
We can't see what you're doing.
Oh. It should look like you folded a quarter of the square of paper in on itself from the top, downwards, towards you, over the top.
Clear as day.
Step number 3.
Number 4.
Step number 4 is to fold the bottom corner, which is closest to you, all the way to the top.
Did we need to unfold the last step when we folded the quarter down?
No, why would you do that?
Okay, so I'll just do that last step again. Hang on a minute. Then fold the bottom corner to the top.
So at this point, it should look a bit like an envelope.
Yep.
Step number 4.
5.
Step number 5 is to find the line which goes down the middle. Then fold the right side of the paper upwards so that it follows the line in the middle of the craft.
What? Fold it upwards? Do you mean, like, so it's away from you, or just so that it's sticking up?
Upwards and away from you.
What? Let me just see yours a minute. Oh! I see. So yeah, you find the crease.
Crease! That was the word I was looking for.
So you find the crease going down the middle, and then fold the whole of the right side of the paper up at an angle flat towards the top corner. I don't think that makes any sense at all, but I don't know how else to explain it.
You've done it right.
Yeah, but I can see what you've done. Listeners can't see yours as a guide.
Well, just try your best, listeners. Art's all about interpretation after all, isn't it? Then, step number 6 is to do the same again, but with the left-hand side of the craft.
Good luck with that if you didn't understand the last step.
Yes, it might be worth you going back and trying to understand that last step before you do this one if you didn't catch it the first time round. Otherwise, this may turn out to be a complete waste of time. Better to do the right thing twice than the wrong thing twice, as I always say.
I don't think that's a saying.
Step number 7 is to flip over your craft. You should see 2 flaps at the top which make it look like it's got pointy ears.
If you stop there, this could be an Easter craft.
Why?
Well, rabbits have... So anyway, it should look like...
Like there are 2 pointy ears. What you do now is fold each of the ears halfway down so that the point is now touching the folded paper crease which goes all the way across, and the 2 pointy ears now look like 2 flat ears.
I need to look at yours again.
Why have you done it like that?
That's how you said to do it.
I wouldn't in a million years have interpreted my instructions in that way. Look at mine and then look at yours.
I am looking at yours.
Then step number 8 is to take the right corner, then the left corner, and then fold them in a part way so the sides become flat rather than pointy.
God, I'm getting a headache now. Right, let me just go back. Can I see yours again? So I fold the 2 outer corners in.
That's what I said.
I'm so tired now, Valerie. Are we nearly done?
You're doing really well, Jess. You just need a bit of practice.
Have we finished?
Turn it over and have a look for yourself.
Should it look like that?
Oh, for goodness sake, Jess.
What?
How have you managed that?
I don't know what I've done wrong.
Did you follow all of my instructions?
I think that's what I did wrong.
Oh, Jess.
Don't say that.
That's not very good at all.
I thought it was about artistic interpretation.
I mean, there's artistic interpretation and then there's that. I just can't imagine how you managed to do that. It looks like a water buck.
What on earth is a water buck?
You know, it's like a big antelope.
It's supposed to be a heart.
Well, the good thing about origami is that you can just unfold the paper and either start again or just use the paper for something else, which is what I'd do if I were you. I picked that craft to do today because I thought it would really bring couples together if they did this as a joint activity. A quick and easy craft.
Well, thanks, Valerie. I feel really great. I hope that's really inspired everyone to create some crafts. I'll just read out something that head office wanted me to say. The Discount Bookshop is passionate about encouraging people of all ages and abilities to get into arts and crafts. Our supplies are perfect to make something special at an affordable price. Thank you, Valerie Keitha, for choosing to shop with us and being such a loyal customer over the last 3 years. Oh, so it is 3 years. You are a valued customer and are very important to us, Veronica. So important that they don't know your name, Valerie. So we'd like to present you with a £10 gift card, which can be spent in-store or online in the next 7 days. Well, there you are.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to say.
You could say, £10, is that it?
I've never felt so honoured in my entire life.
Really?
Imagine all the things I could buy with that gift card.
Yeah, the shop's your oyster.
My brain was absolutely buzzing with ideas. I can buy materials for my online tutorial videos. Can I use my loyalty card with what I buy too?
Well, yeah, I suppose you'll get those points.
So I get £10 worth of free materials and I get the points on my loyalty card.
That's not too bad, actually, to be fair.
Do you know what, Jess? Some people told me that it would be an absolute waste of time coming on this podcast, but that has absolutely made my day.
Who are these people?
That shows them, doesn't it? And do you know what? I'm going to send you some paper so that you can practice your origami.
Oh, don't waste your money on me.
No, I insist. It's thanks to you that I get this money to spend. And that'll be a good lesson to all the listeners that if you can do origami, anyone can.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the Discount Bookshop podcast, Valerie.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck with all your future crafting.
Thank you. Be sure to send me photos of any origami crafts you make, won't you?
I will be sure to do that if I make any. Bye, Valerie.
Bye, Jess.
And just like that, the power's gone off again.
Has the power?
Yes,
Did you get to finish your chat with Valerie?
only just.
I'm going back downstairs now.
Okay. I cannot see a thing in here. It's a worry, really, because I'm upstairs of the shop, but looking around, I actually can't see a fire exit sign or anything. I'm just sitting in the dark, which is very bizarre. I actually think I would have done better at doing my origami with Valerie in the dark than when I could actually see what I was doing. If anyone listening did the origami along with us, actually, please send us photos of what you created to customer services, and they'll forward them to me, because I can't figure out whether I was bad at following the instructions or if the instructions were bad. Well, at least I can't see my craft now that I'm in the dark, I suppose. Actually, do you know what? I actually, I feel pretty good about that. But let's not tell Valerie. So how about, to use up some of this time while I wait for the power to turn back on again, I read out some jokes which have been sent in by the Discount Bookshop employees. I sent out an email to ask if anyone had any jokes relating to Valentine's Day, and specifically I wanted to know if anyone had any which they'd made up themselves. I got a whopping 7 responses, which is a new record, including from Gail Leonard, who you might remember replied to my mass email from last month's episode to say, stop emailing me. I obviously forgot to take Gail off my email list because, once again, she emailed to say, stop emailing me. So nice to see some consistency there with Gail, again, taking no time to put in any capital letter or punctuation. So I'm sorry about that, Gail. I'll try and remember next time. You'll be mildly interested to know that I've asked December's Employee of the Month, Devon Lachlan, to produce some original music for this joke segment. After such a response to his retail-based Christmas song, The Discount Bookshop at Christmas, in episode 4, I asked him to create something a little bit kooky and a bit silly to create a comedy atmosphere. Unfortunately, Devon's now left the company. So I've had to spend some of my own free time throwing something together. So I hope you notice and appreciate it. I don't want to go on about it, but I am still sitting in the dark, by the way. It's just peculiar. Anyway, let me just press play on my amusing music. My amusic. God, that's annoying. Okay. So joke number 1 was sent in by Grace the Ghost Hunter. Gregory. What? Oh, Grace the Ghost Hunter Gregory. Is that your nickname, or is that your actual name, including the quotation marks? Email in, please, Grace, to let us know. She's from our store in Hereford, and her joke is, why is a date called a date? Because it went on a date. Now, it's unclear, that joke. Does she mean why is a date as in a fruit on a date, or does she mean why is a date as in 7th of October called a date? Or a romantic date? Not sure about that one, Grace. Your name promised more excitement than it delivered, I'm afraid, as a ghost hunter. But or maybe it's comedy gold and I just don't get it. But moving on, joke number 2 is there's no I in love, but there is V. Now, what on earth does that mean? I don't even know how to say that one. I'm sorry to even put a name to that joke, but Jacob Davis from the Hull branch, I think you might need to explain yourself. Are you saying that the VE at the end of love is similar to the word we, spelled W-E, and you're suggesting that there's no I, in other words, there's no being selfish in love, but there is we, as in two people working together? If that is what you meant, just so you know, it really does take some stretching to reach that one, so maybe have a think about that. Joke number 3 was sent in by Meredith Hobson from the Cardiff branch. She says, this is her joke. Why was there fruit at the restaurant sitting at a reserved table? Because it was on a date. Okay, so all similar jokes here. Well, I'm glad about the clarification that it was a reserved table, because it helps. It really helps the narrative along. Are we assuming that the fruit sitting at the reserved table is in fact a date itself, or is it a different fruit that's just on a date, or is it on a date with a date, or does the fruit turn into a date once it's been on a date? A lot of questions swimming around my brain, Meredith, actually. Not sure about that one at all. The more I think about it, the worse it gets, to be honest. I don't want to discourage your future joke making, but that one's it's making me quite angry, actually, so I'm not sure what that says about me, but something for me to think about, but I think that's my problem, not yours. So the 4th joke comes as no shock to me. As soon as I read the first few words of this, I knew that it could only have been written by John Smith from our branch in Bath. Plus, it's worth pointing out that this is the 4th fruit-based date-related joke, so we are not an imaginative bunch. We are not an imaginative bunch. Right, let's get this over with. Actually, do you know what? This one doesn't even deserve music. Let me just turn that off. Okay, here we go. Why did the Phoenix dactifera? Oh my word, I can't even read it. Why did the Phoenix dactylifera need to buy a new outfit for the following Monday evening? Because it had a date. Where's my phone? Okay, let me just look that up. Phoenix dactylifera. It's the proper name for a date palm tree. I don't even know what to say about that. Oh, the power's back on in the shop. Thank God for that. What a relief. One last quick joke from my 6-year-old neighbour Lottie. What rhymes with heart and smells bad? A fart. Okay, end of the jokes. That segment was too long. Okay, and finally, moving on to this year's this month's employee of the month. This person has a twin brother called Henry. Not the Hoover, of course. This person is not a vacuum cleaner, although his mother is called Hetty. When we were younger, this person started classes in ballet, and they continue to do so to this day. They are from a family of artists and bakers, and began working in the discount bookshop whilst they were at university studying fine art. Clue there, he once sold a painting of his branch of the discount bookshop in Chesham for £1,000, bought by the company to put up in head office. He no longer carries cash as he thinks it's pointless, but has lost his bank card 4 times since that comment. You guessed it, it's our very own Toby Whittle. Congratulations to you, Toby. You were nominated by your manager and assistant manager, Marcelina and Anna, because of your positive attitude, attention to detail, and ability to make window displays look visually spectacular, no matter how many customers ruin it by taking out items to buy them. So well done, you, and keep up the good work. Big clap for you. Well, I think that's all we have time for in this episode of the Discount Bookshop podcast. As usual, thanks for listening, and I would hugely appreciate it if you would leave a like, subscribe, and recommend this to anyone who might like it. After all, if I stop making these, I have to see more of my customers, and I think you'll appreciate that is not what I want at all. That's it. Right, bye. Thanks a lot.